Welcome, my friends, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It is... It's not the audience, it's just got that little joyful vibe you get, you know? Because it was a beautiful day here today in New York. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and Kamala Harris is now the betting favorite to win the 2024 presidential election. You can take that to the bank because a majority of our nation's gamblers could never be wrong. That joke brought to you tonight by DraftKings. DraftKings, she'll win the White House or you'll lose your house. Of course, the Harris-Walz campaign is facing some big, important questions like, what's up with that guy's face? Apparently, voters can't stop talking about how much older Tim Walz looks than Kamala Harris, even though, and this news may shock you, at 60, Walz is just 6 months older than Harris. I think I know the reason. Women in America aren't allowed to age. It takes a lot of creams to look that good at 59. Meanwhile, up, always up. Meanwhile, I'm guessing Tim Walz washes his face with Dawn dish soap. I'm telling you, it was good enough for an oily duck. Walz has heard your cruel jabs at his appearance, America, and he has blamed the stress of his high school teaching career, where he supervised the lunchroom for 20 years, adding, "You do not leave that job with a full head of hair. Trust me. It's true." No, he's right. You do not leave that job. No one leaves that job with a full head of hair because lunchroom bullies steal your hair and use it to tie up the asthma kids. Last night was a big night for weird old rich guys with no friends because Donald Trump returned to Twitter for an interview with Twitter CEO and man who just followed you to your car in the Whole Foods parking lot to tell you that he likes your blouse, Elon Musk. This was big because Trump has only posted on Twitter once since he was banned on January 8th, 2021, just 2 days after the insurrection. But here's the thing about Trump doing anything on Twitter now. It just reminds people of the awful reason he was banned to begin with. It's like getting a party invitation that says, "Come celebrate." When? Tuesday. Where? Mason Park. Why? Because I'm finally allowed within 200 yards of a school again. Now, due to some hilarious difficulties, the interview began more than 40 minutes late. I'm sorry, I'm not waiting 40 minutes for anything, unless it's for the bacon cheese fries from the Shake Shack at LaGuardia, in which case, yes, I will miss my flight. Those who did finally manage to get into the chat room were treated to lo-fi techno playing from Trump's account for roughly 30 minutes. And did we get this? Yeah, we did. We actually have a clip of that music.
Thank you for tuning in to the Musk-Trump live stream. Your racism is very important to us. Please continue to hold. Para Español, report to your local detention camp.
Now, once this steaming crap sandwich finally got served, Musk took full responsibility and blamed the delay on a massive distributed denial of service attack on the site that saturated all our data lines. Now, if that sounds made up to you, good ear, because sources at Twitter later reported that there wasn't actually a denial of service attack, and there was a 99% chance that Musk was lying. Hey there. Lying is my thing, buddy. Stay. No. I've worked long and hard. No one's coming. And this is, look, we're all doing this. We're all going like that. Stay in your lane, Elon. Oh, wait, you can't because you're in a self-driving Tesla. Boom, you're roasted by your Tesla. It's on fire. Okay. Even though the technology was a complete cluster munch, shall we say, So was the actual interview. For some reason, Trump was slurring his words throughout. And many listeners said he sounded like Sylvester the cat. Now, if that sounds like an exaggeration, listen to the actual audio.
We need smart people. He doesn't have that ability. You'll have some that won't do well, but they'll actually be forced to do better because it'll be a pretty bad situation.
Suffering succotash. Now, Musk was clear from the outset that this wouldn't be a hardball interview.
I want to emphasize it's a conversation, and it's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation. It's hard to catch a vibe about someone if you just don't hear them talk in a normal way.
Okay, but what if they talk like their teeth suddenly grew 3 inches overnight and their cheeks are stuffed with delicious saltwater taffy? Does that make it easier to catch a vibe? Now, once the conversation got rolling, it only got weirder. Here's Trump complaining about Kamala Harris looking good on the cover of Time magazine.
I saw a picture of her on Time magazine today. She looks like the most beautiful actress ever to live. It was a drawing, and actually, she looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania.
Look, what I'm saying is that I hate this woman with every fiber of my being. Reminds me. You know where I'm going. You're all down the block at the punchline going, when's he gonna get here? Team Harris responded to the interview, issuing a message with the header, "Our statement on whatever that was." That's scathing, or as Trump would say, scathing. But Trump is fair and balanced, so but Musk is fair and balanced. So he's also reaching out to the Harris campaign, tweeting, "Happy to host Kamala on an X Spaces too. Madam Vice President, you should do it. Do not pass up this rare opportunity to wait for an hour and then sound like Elmer Fudd." I respect Tim Walz very, very much. Sounding like a cartoon character isn't the only problem Trump's campaign has run into. Over the weekend, Trump's Boeing 757 had mechanical issues that forced it to make an unscheduled stop on Friday. What? A Boeing had a mechanical issue? You could knock me over with a feather, which is also how you can pop out one of their doors. The Trump team scrambled to replace the broken plane with a rented Gulfstream G550. Nothing wrong with that, except something wrong with that, because it turns out it's Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Wow. Wow, Trump and Epstein, if that plane could talk, it would be found dead in its jail cell. Now, finding out... Keep it light. Now, finding out that they'd rented the plane of one of Trump's notorious pedophile buddies has thrown the Trump team into a full panic mode, which is why they released a statement claiming that the campaign had absolutely no idea the aircraft they rented was previously owned by Mr. Epstein. So now they're ditching Epstein's plane, and instead Trump will be traveling to all future events in O.J. Simpson's hot air balloon. Okay? That's how he looked for the real killer. He was out in the real... Trump's not the only former president making news, because President Obama shared his yearly summer playlist. We all look forward to it. You got the book list and the playlist. This year, the playlist includes Beyonce's Texas Hold'em, Billie Eilish's Chihiro, and Charlie XCX's 365, a song which, I have been informed by my staff, is about doing cocaine. Obama. Who was that? Who was that? Security, he's in the 5th row. But he also included some classics like Wednesday Night Prayer Meeting by Charles Mingus, One of These Things First by Nick Drake, and No Diggity by Blackstreet. Very fitting, because you'll remember under his administration, this country had historically low rates of diggity. Bomb, of course, not the only one to share his summer tunes. We also got our hand on Tim Walz's playlist, 45 minutes of riding lawnmower ambient sounds. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Saturday Night Live's Bowen Yang and the great Nick Cave. But when we come back, there's a new frontrunner in this race to make this campaign weirder. Stick around.